Most people fall for this trick. Politicians and academics use it regularly. I won't go into the math why comparing countries on a pollution per capita basis is often extremely misleading or inappropriate, but suffice to say, as the population decreases, the figures become less meaningful. Using the per capita measure, then the Falkland Islands, with a population of around 3,000 people, are one of the worst polluters in the world, and an island with just 1 cow and 0 people would be infinitely bad, far, far worse than China. In essence, you should forget the per capita measure when it comes to pollution. Total emissions by country is all that effectively matters. So beware politicians and academics when they quickly deceive with per capita pollution. But at first glance, although not meaningful, New Zealand does look just as bad as China on a per capita basis, even though New Zealand is clean green by total emissions comparison reality. That's because there is another, not so obvious trick up the politicians and professor academics' sleeve. Here it is. China is a developing country and New Zealand is not. So the correct measure is not per capita, but instead it should be per developed urban and rural capita. This would make the actual polluting population of China a lot smaller, making their true per capita pollution a much larger number and much larger than New Zealand's. In reality, China is much worse than New Zealand on a true per capita basis, because a lot of their population lives below the poverty line, like Vanuatu, and does not meaningfully contribute any greenhouse gas emissions. Clever sleight of hand political deception. In summary, there's absolutely nothing New Zealand can do that will have any direct impact on climate change. Absolutely nothing. So it's best the politicians start explaining that to the New Zealand public at large, especially the younger generation who are suffering mental health anguish from all of the political nonsense being spewed out today. New Zealand would be far better off adapting to climate change and developing clean green environment policies instead, if they actually cared about the country, rather than trying to deceive the public in order to justify transferring reparation funds to third world countries to help them develop. That's failed socialist ideology disguised as caring and kindness. Jacinda Ardern type politics.